morning everybody, it is Sunday the 25th of April, which means it is the second day of the Eurovisionathon readathon. This is a readathon that is hosted by Helen over at Helen's Book Haven, and it is all about the Eurovision Song Contest. There's an element of competition involved in this, but the general idea is that you read books from as many of the countries as you can that are competing in the Eurovision Song Contest. Now, it is a little bit of a mixed bag because we don't know who will end up being in the finals. So we could be reading books that will get us lots of points because they do really well, or we could be reading books that get us no points because they don't end up being in the final. But, you know, it's a chance we're all happy to take. So for a full list of the books that I will be reading throughout the month, I will link my TBR video, which is in the description and in the eye, so you can go ahead and check that out. I'll also link all of the information about the readathon, especially including Helen's channel and the Twitter and everything like that. So obviously go and check that out if you want to join us. I'm sure you can still join us. That would be completely amazing. So this is a vlog, as you may have noticed. I plan to do at least 2 vlogs for this readathon, so this is the first week. I was planning on starting this vlog yesterday, but stuff, things, life, you know how it goes. Anyway, here we are today. So I started with The Mysterious Affair. It stars by Agatha Christie. This is the first book in the Poirot detective series written by her. It is the book for Belgium. Now I am sort of cheating with this one a little bit, I think, but Helen has not said that it doesn't work, so hopefully it will still work. And the way that I'm doing that is because it features Poirot, who's from Belgium. So this is the book for Belgium, even though it doesn't take place in Belgium. Anyway, I'm just over halfway through, so I read quite a bit yesterday and I've been reading some this morning, so I intend to hopefully finish this today. I am doing sprints this evening on my channel with Ellie from Earl Grey Books, Helen from Helen's Book Haven, and Lana from Law and Lullabies. That will happen by the time this goes up, so you know, you can't join in, but you can certainly go back and watch it if you would like to, if you'd like to get some sprints in and everything like that. So I'll leave the link for that down in the description and in the eye as well. Yes, so I'm enjoying this one. It's quite interesting. I like Agatha Christie. She's very easy to read and quite a fun time reading it. So it's fairly straightforward. It's not a huge amount that is particularly amazing about it, but it's well written and it's enjoyable, and like I said, it's quite fast paced and easy to read. So I'm very happy to have started this one because I feel like I'll get through it quite quickly and that will give me a good start for the readathon. So most people, I'm sure by now, know that the Shadow and Bone TV adaptation on Netflix aired on Friday, so I'm still making my way through that. I watched 3 episodes, I think, on Friday evening, and then I watched another 3 yesterday, and I've got 2 more left to watch. Super excited to get to those as well. I'm probably going to watch those 2 today as well. And also, Rowan and I are going for a little picnic with some friends in the middle of the day this afternoon, or well, around 1 o'clock. So yeah, got a bit of stuff going on today, but they're all really exciting things that I'm really looking forward to. So I'm going to go now and read some more of this one. And then Rowan and I will head down the road, and then I'll catch you up this afternoon and let you know my plans, and I will show you some of the sprints as well. So see you in a bit. Thursday. I've been really bad at vlogging this week. As you would have noticed, I have not updated you at all since Sunday. I have no particular reason for this. I just haven't. Sorry. Anyway, I thought that I would finally update you on what I've been reading. So, as you guys saw, I finished The Mysterious Affair at Styles on Sunday morning, and I was about to start The Unseen by Roy Jacobson. I did start this one, as you can see, but I was finding that it was a bit difficult to get into. It is a literary fiction and it's very kind of rambling. There doesn't seem to be a huge amount of a plot in particular. It's just kind of days of our lives, not the soap opera, but like, you know, a day in the life, but like just sort of the goings on of a family on an island, which is fine, but yeah, I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit different than what it is. So I've decided, I'm still interested enough to read it, but I don't think it's a sit down and you know, really dive into it and read it. So I've decided to read a few pages a day and read it that way. So that Sunday evening, as you saw, I did reading sprints on my channel. I read some of that one then, and then I started this one, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Helen Jackson. I started this on Sunday evening and I finished it, I believe it was yesterday sometime, which is Wednesday. I really enjoyed this one. I think it was really, really interesting. It was really, just noticed there's a little divot. Yeah, it was really well written. It was really interesting. I feel like a lot of people probably know this one because it talked about a lot on BookTube. I finished 2 books for Eurovisionathon so far. Today I read some of The Unseen, but then I've been also reading The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt, which I'm not reading for Eurovisionathon. As you guys know, I've been reading that with my friend Michelle. I'm meeting her tomorrow and she won't mind if I haven't finished it, but I do really want to get it finished. I'm very close to having finished it. It's really, really good. It's really interesting. Michelle really wants to finish it, so yeah, I'm going to try and get that finished by tomorrow. Got about 140 pages left to read, which I'm pretty sure I'll be able to read in the next, well, it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I should be able to read it tonight and tomorrow. But in the meantime, and I didn't bring it out here with me, in the meantime I am going to start The Girl Who Speaks Bear by, I can't remember who wrote that, but I will put an image of it up here. Well, I mean, I'll show it to you at some point in the vlog, you'll see it. But yeah, it looks really fun, it's a middle grade, it looks really cute, and I am in the mood for that. Anyway, yes, it is Thursday morning. I will update you, hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be a bit better about this whole vlogging thing over the next few days. I am planning on putting this up on Monday. But anyway, yeah. Hey guys! So, I am out at a local pub. Well, when I say local, it is about 20 minutes from my house, maybe not that. And yeah, I'm meeting my friend Michelle for a drink and to chat about the Goldfinch because I haven't been reading Eurovision today. I've been reading the Goldfinch. Anyway, yes, that is what we are doing, and here we are in this lovely little pub in the back garden, as you can tell, and we have the lovely Michelle. Hello. Connor did my tag. I'm so excited. I love that it's out there and that people are doing it and having fun with it. So if you saw Connor's version, which I will link in the description below, or my version, which I will also link in the description below, then you should feel free to go and do that tag. I did tag specific people, but obviously if you like it, then you should do it. Connor left it as an open tag, so anyone that watched his video and enjoyed it should feel free to do it. And yeah, consider yourselves tagged. So yeah, I'm just super excited about that, and I wanted to say hello and say that I was excited. Please excuse my unkept appearance. I have been up for not super long, but all I've done in that time is make myself coffee. So as you just saw in the little clip, I was out yesterday afternoon with my friend Michelle, and we barely ended up talking about the Goldfinch. We were talking about all sorts of other things, but we're both very close to finishing. I'm a little bit ahead of her. I was going to sit down and read it now, But now that I'm looking at it, I might have slightly more than I thought I did. But I kind of want to get this finished so that I talk about it in my wrap-up, because it is technically the 1st of May today. But if I finish this today, I'm going to count it towards April's wrap-up, just because I did the majority of reading of it in April. So I think I'm going to sit down and read some of that now, which means that once again I'm not going to be reading anything for Eurovisionathon. But that's okay, because I still have 22 days, so I think I'll be okay. So far, as you have seen, I have read 2 books for Eurovisionathon, and I'm partway through a 3rd, and I have started a 4th. So I think I'm doing alright. The other thing is, though, that I do have my Book into Film Club meeting this coming Saturday. We are doing Jurassic Park. And I was thinking of rereading that before we got together and chatted and watched the movie. Because I've watched the movie multiple times, but I've only ever read the book once. But it just depends. It's 450 pages long. The first time I read it, I basically read it in one day, which is very unusual for me these days because so many other things to do and think about it and so on. And plus, I just don't have that kind of reading stamina really anymore like I did when I was a teenager. Yeah, it's yet another book that is not part of Eurovision, which is taking away Eurovision books. However, a lot of my books for Eurovision are quite small. So Good Girl's Guide to Murder wasn't particularly small, but it was middle grade and really fast paced, so I read it quite quickly. The Girl Who Speaks Bear is not particularly small either, but it's not particularly long either. It's like 400 pages long, something like that. But it's middle grade, so sorry. Good Girl's Guide to Murder is young adult. Girl Who Speaks Bear is middle grade, so I've gotten through the first 50 pages really quickly, so I think I'll read that quite quickly. The Unseen is quite short, but like I've said, it's kind of a bit, I don't know, something about it is making me kind of feel a bit like it's not as easy to read. I have to change The Deal of a Lifetime because I discovered that it is less than 150 pages long, which means that it doesn't count. I do have The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and I've been meaning to reread that because it's been quite a few years since I've read that, and I do really, really love it. So I'm thinking about reading that one. It's quite a bit thicker though, but I remember it being really fast paced. I'll think a bit more about that. Anyway, so this week I think is going to be a bit of a shambles in terms of Eurovision, just because I do want to at least kind of skim read Jurassic Park. I'll just see how I go. Not super good at skim reading. And if I add The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, then that will add to my page count. And I also have the non-fiction, which I think will take a little bit longer. And I've got the audiobook of Bruce Pesca, Dark Emu, which is also non-fiction. I'm not super great with audiobooks just because I'm not very good at just sort of sitting or lying and listening to an audiobook. Like I tend to need to have something else that I'm doing while the audiobook is on. So like going for a walk or cooking or cleaning or something like that. Yeah, so I feel like I spend less time than a lot of people seem to with audiobooks. Anyway, and then there's the Daphnis and Chloe, which is really, really short, but it is a very ancient Greek text, and I think is going to be quite different in terms of the way it's written, so that could be a little bit of adjustment, so it could be slower than you'd think, even though it's really quite short. I'll have to double check actually to make sure it's over 150 pages long, because otherwise I could be in a bit of trouble. Anyway, yes, so I'm going to sit down and read some of The Goldfinch at the moment. And then I think that I might read a little bit more of The Girl Who Speaks Bear. I do want to try and get this finished today, but how many pages have I got? I think I've got like 80 pages left, but it's really good, but it takes longer than you'd expect it to. I don't know if that makes sense. Like you feel like you've been reading for ages and then you're like, oh, I've only read 20 pages. Whereas with The Girl Who Speaks Bear, I could read in the same length of time. I could read half the book. Well, okay, a quarter of the book. Sorry, I'm very rambly. I think it's because I've just gotten up. I've only been up for about probably 40 minutes and I don't really have an excuse. Halfway through my coffee, so the caffeine hasn't kicked in. Maybe that's why. Who knows? Anyway, I will let you guys go now. That's a cat. Hey guys, so it is Tuesday morning and I'm going to finish off the vlog here. I was intending to finish it off yesterday, Monday, and then edit and upload it yesterday, Monday. I've been trying to upload when I do extra videos, which is mostly vlogs. I've been trying to get those up on a Monday. But if you guys follow me on Twitter, then you will know that it's been a bit of a, it's been a bit of a time in the last few days. So on Saturday evening my uncle passed away, my mum's younger brother. I found out on Sunday morning when my mum, so it was in the middle of the night. Saturday night was Sunday morning. Mum called me and let me know on Sunday. So that's why I didn't update you on Sunday. I basically went straight down to my parents' house on Sunday and I spent quite a bit of the day with them on Sunday, just chatting, and we went for a little bit of a walk and just kind of keeping my mum company. I didn't know my uncle super well these days. I wasn't particularly close to him. We were fairly close as a family unit with my mum's side of the family when I was younger, but probably in the last 15 years or so we haven't been really particularly close. I know my sisters probably had more to do with my uncle and aunt in those years, certainly recently, but I personally hadn't seen them for quite a long time. So I'm sad, but I'm not. I'm more concerned with my mum, if that makes sense. So so I spent the day pretty much with my mother and my father on Sunday. But then the other situation was that my grandmother had been seen by a doctor who thought that she possibly might have pneumonia, and so yesterday, which was Monday, I ended up spending most of the day in the hospital, in the emergency department with my grandmother, just being her sort of support companion person while we waited for someone to see her and for her to be looked at so they could determine whether it was pneumonia. It turns out, fortunately, that it's not pneumonia. She did have some crackling in her chest, but she's in her late 80s, so that's fairly common for that age. There's no fluid when they did the x-ray and everything. So she's back in her nursing home where she lives and she's fine. I mean, she's obviously not 100% well because they wouldn't have thought she had pneumonia, but it's not pneumonia. And the big concern for that was that, as you may know, the older you get, the more dangerous. Excuse me. The more dangerous something like pneumonia can be. So that's why that was such a concern. So the upshot is that I didn't finish the vlog and I didn't obviously edit and upload on Monday like I was intending to. I am hoping to do so today. However, I also would like to do a bit of batch filming today because I would like to do that. So I have my end of April wrap up that I'd like to do. I also have a March and April favourites that I'd like to do because I didn't do a March favourite video, mostly just due to scheduling and other video plans and stuff. Yeah, so I'd like to film that. I'd like to film my AEST TBR. So yeah, I've got a bit I want to do today that I'm hoping to get done today. Eurovisionathon has kind of taken a little bit of a backseat for me, probably for the last 4 or 5 days. Sunday I was intending to get back to my Eurovision reading, which for the most part I didn't do because I spent the day with mum and dad. But we did have sprints on my channel on Sunday evening. I did do some reading then. It's literally just over there, but so I'll go get it. I'm reading The Girl Who Speaks Bear by Sophie Anderson. I'm just under halfway through. It's quite good so far. It's not going to be a favourite, but I'm enjoying it. It's fun, it's well paced. Yeah, it's good. It's a bit of fun. So she's the same author who wrote The House with Chicken Legs, which I think is quite popular on BookTube, or was in the last year or so. And this is my Russia pick because I don't actually think that it's set in Russia specifically, but it is sort of a land very much based on Russia, using Russian folklore. So yeah, I kind of feel like I should have finished this by now, but it just didn't eventuate, what with all the family things. Yeah, so I'm going to finish this vlog out now. I was actually hoping to do a vlog every week for the Eurovisionathon. Yeah, but I don't think that's going to happen because my uncle and his family live in Coffs Harbour in New South Wales, which is sort of in between Sydney and Queensland. So some of you will probably know what that means. Some of you in terms of geography and times and whatnot. But for those of you that don't know, yeah, it's in between Sydney and Brisbane, which basically means that it's kind of 5 hours from each of driving. So we're in Tasmania, so we would have to fly to either Sydney or Brisbane and then potentially fly again to Coffs Harbour. Or what we've decided to do is actually hire a car and drive from Sydney to Coffs Harbour because it's actually cheaper than getting a regional flight to Coffs Harbour from Sydney. There are no direct flights from Hobart to Coffs, so it's going to take a bit of time. I'm not 100% sure at this stage when the funeral will be, but I'm anticipating probably later this week, Thursday or Friday. So yeah, so we would have to stay for at least 2 nights. Realistically, probably more like 3 nights. I feel that my mum will probably need a bit of time with my uncle's family. I mean, I would like that too, but I think my mum would really appreciate that and a bit of a chance to see sort of what he, you know, some of his haunts and that sort of thing. So, and you know, funerals, you know, they're important. Obviously, they're an important part of how we deal with death in our society, and they're important memorial for a person, and important for family to say goodbye. But they can also be very sort of rushed and busy and overwhelming. So I feel like it would be good for Mum to have a few extra days in Coffs Harbour, just to do that, and then we want to try and make it a bit slower back down to Sydney and then fly home, because that way Mum won't have to feel like she's suddenly having to stop grieving in order to get somewhere. So we're going to take a few days to do all of that, and I don't think I'll probably feel like vlogging, but I don't also think it's going to be particularly appropriate to vlog while I'm away at a funeral with my parents. So I won't vlog this week, which probably means I won't vlog the next week either, because it'll be sort of roughly middle of the week till middle of the week. So anyway, yeah, so I might do the last week in the end, but I'm going to stop rambling now, and I'm going to go, partly because I'm done, and partly because my partner Rowan just got home and he has bought some croissants for us for breakfast, so I'm going to go and eat those. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Sorry that the last part was a bit of a downer, and I will talk to you later.